Ever wished you could take back that one embarrassing moment, ace a crucial decision, or witness the dawn of civilization firsthand? Time travel, the ultimate dream of humans craving a redo or the ultimate adventure, is one of science fiction's greatest fascinations. But let's imagine for a second. What if it wasn't just fiction? What if time travel became a reality? Could we handle it? Or would we destroy everything we know about history, the future, and even ourselves? Time travel sounds amazing at first glance. Who wouldn't want to visit the construction of the pyramids, stand in Da Vinci's workshop as he sketches the Mona Lisa, or jump forward 1,000 years to see humanity colonizing other planets? But it's not just about the thrill of adventure. Time travel raises questions that make your brain hurt. If you traveled back in time and accidentally changed something, how would it ripple into the future? Could a tiny act, like swatting a mosquito in the past, reshape the present in ways we can't even imagine? Here's a wild paradox for you. Say you travel back in time to prevent your grandfather from meeting your grandmother. If they never meet, you're never born. And if you're never born, how did you travel back in time in the first place? That's the infamous grandfather paradox. It's the kind of thing that keeps physicists awake at night. Time travel isn't just a question of, can we do it? It's also, should we? But before we even get to the moral dilemmas, let's talk about the science. Theoretically, time travel might be possible. Einstein's theory of relativity allows for the bending of time, especially around massive objects like black holes. Scientists have proposed ideas like wormholes, shortcuts through space and time. But there's a catch. Wormholes are unstable. A tiny disturbance could collapse them, stranding you in the past or future. Imagine visiting the Roaring '20s only to find out you're stuck forever, forced to learn the Charleston just to fit in. And even if you made it back, what state would you return to? Some theories suggest time travel wouldn't just alter the present. It could create entirely new timelines. Fix one mistake, and you might accidentally birth a new reality where the consequences are worse. Maybe you go back to stop the sinking of the Titanic, but in doing so, you inspire the invention of a faster ship that leads to an even bigger disaster. In trying to fix history, you could end up breaking it. Then there's the question of ethics. If you had the power to alter history, would you use it for good? Maybe you'd stop a terrible event like a war or a tragedy. But here's the thing. Every event in history, no matter how horrific, is a stepping stone to where we are now. What if erasing one tragedy also erases the progress that followed? For instance, would the world unite to develop modern medicine as quickly if the Black Plague hadn't devastated Europe? Now, let's flip the script. What if people used time travel selfishly? Imagine someone jumping back to 2010 to buy up all the Bitcoin for pennies, only to destabilize the entire economy in the present. Or someone messing with sports history to place unbeatable bets. The idea of time travel quickly shifts from awe-inspiring to downright terrifying when you consider what people might do with it. And here's another curveball. What happens when you meet yourself? Let's say you traveled 10 years into the future and met the person you're supposed to become. What if you didn't like them? Worse, what if they didn't like you? They might tell you something you're not ready to hear, like you really should have quit your job earlier, or stop wasting time on that online quiz. It doesn't tell you what pizza topping you are. Would knowing your future motivate you or crush your spirit? Some scientists even suggest time travel could already be happening. Déjà vu, those strange moments where something feels eerily familiar, might be glimpses of other timelines bleeding into ours. Or maybe the future is already visiting us. Could mysterious figures in history, people who seemed to predict events or act with uncanny foresight, actually be time travelers? Maybe that stranger who told you not to board that late-night flight knew something you didn't. Spooky, right? And what if time travelers have already shaped key moments in history? What if some of the greatest coincidences were carefully orchestrated? Did someone go back to inspire the American Revolution? Or stop an asteroid from hitting Earth? Maybe some unexplained events are just the footprints of travelers fixing problems we'll never even know about. Of course, there's the question of control. If governments or corporations got their hands on time travel, would they use it responsibly? History suggests probably not. Imagine a timeline war where nations compete not just for land or resources, but for control over the very fabric of reality. Battles wouldn't just happen in the present, they'd ripple across centuries, reshaping humanity's entire story. Scary thought, huh? Now, think about the personal stakes. If time travel existed, would people ever truly live in the present? Why focus on today when you could redo yesterday or skip ahead to tomorrow? Time travel might seem like the ultimate cheat code, but it could also rob us of what makes life meaningful. Our choices, our mistakes, and the lessons we learn along the way. But here's the big twist. Maybe we don't need a time machine to change the future. Every decision we make today ripples forward in ways we can't see. Sure, we can't go back and fix the past, but we can shape what's ahead. And isn't that kind of like time travel too? So, would you take the leap? Would you risk unraveling everything you know for the chance to explore history or glimpse the future? Or maybe, just maybe, the best way to honor time is to live fully in the one moment we actually have, now. If you're curious about more wild what-if scenarios, hit that subscribe button. We dive into questions that stretch your imagination and challenge everything you think you know. Stick around, we're just getting started.